Hi everyone, this is Matt from tracyandmatt.co.uk and from unboxes.com, here looking at the Samsung Galaxy Ace. As you can see, one of the most striking things to me about this one is that it's a really small box, and immediately on top we do have the handset presented. And there we go, we'll come back to that in just a second. So what else we have in the box? We have a memory card here. So we've got a micro SD memory card, which is a 2 gig SanDisk micro SD memory card, and a micro SD card to SD card adapter. That's pretty cool. Underneath we have a quick start guide and manual and warranty card. Then we have a different colour back cover. We have a sort of a black carbony effect one on there. Then we have a white back cover too. Then there's a USB to micro USB sync charge cable. A wired headset, so we've got a 4-pole 3.5mm jack on one end, quite a lot of cable by the looks of it, then an inline microphone with a push button, and then the actual headphones on the end. They're quite plasticky and lightweight, I have to say, so I think you'll probably want to invest in something better than those if you want to use this for anything more than just for making the odd phone call with the headset. Last of all, inside the box is the charger, which is a very small wall charger with a micro USB connector with that. So that's everything in the box. Let's take a look at the handset, and I'm going to peel off this screen protector here on the front with all the writing on it and move that out of the way. So on the front we have a 3.5 inch display, which is 320 by 480 pixels. On top there's the loudspeaker, and not that you can really make it out, but there's a couple of sensors just under the glass on either side. Underneath we have a push button there in the center, and on either side, which you can't see just at the moment, but 2 touch sensitive keys on either side, which I believe is menu and like a back button. We'll come back to that in a second. On the left hand side we have what looks to be an eyelet for a phone charm or lanyard. Up and down volume controls there also by the looks of it. On the bottom, small hole for the microphone, nothing else. And on the right hand side, cover over a micro SD card socket, obviously where we pop the micro SD card in, and a power button on the top of the right hand side. You'll notice it's actually got some stickers on here. I'm not sure if you can see that. There are some stickers over the side to actually just protect it. On the top we have the 3.5mm headphone socket, which obviously for your headphones or the supplied wired headset, and then a cover, sliding cover, over the micro USB sync charge connector. There we go. As I say, this is sort of textured, sort of almost a carbon finish back to it, which is sort of yes, a bit more interesting, the fact that it's textured. But obviously you can use the white one if you so prefer. Loudspeaker grill on the back, 5 megapixel camera. I'm not sure if it's autofocus. The spec that we have doesn't actually tell us, but there is a LED flash on the back also. Back cover I think just peels off. Yes, it does, like so. Let's pop that back cover off. Battery is already in place, as you can see here. It's a 1350 mAh battery, and then the SIM card, again I've got a 3 SIM card already in here because this handset is provided for review for us by 3. So the SIM card is already in place, and the battery goes back in here. And as I say, there's the post there, which you can tie a phone charm or lanyard around, and it just comes out that side there. That cover then should just snap back on, which indeed it does, like so. And let's just power up. While I do so, let me just do a quick rundown of the spec. Quad band for GSM, dual band for HSDPA, size 112mm from top to bottom, just under 60mm wide, and at the thickest point it's 11.5mm. Feels quite lightweight, which indeed it is. It's only 113 grams, which is pretty impressive. This is Android 2.2 Froyo, so that's a decent operating system. 2.3 is available, I appreciate, but it's a more entry-level handset, and it does have 2.2, so that's quite good. TouchWiz also on here, which we're going to look at in just a second. Wi-Fi, which supports 802.11b G and N standards with DLNA support, and Bluetooth 2.1 also with A2DP support. 5 megapixel autofocus camera does support geotagging with the built-in GPS, and also video recording, although not HD video recording. 800 megahertz processor, which is an ARM11 processor with a Qualcomm 7227 chipset. I think that covers most of the sort of basics of the handset, so let's just take a look. We'll unlock, and we have a fairly standard looking arrangement here to the interface, with email, Gmail, Maps, Market being presented immediately, and the button in the corner does bring up the full list of applications that are installed. It's kind of got that TouchWiz feel to it, with the sort of icons there and things that are actually installed. So on this screen we've got the controls here for Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, GPS, sync, and the display brightness. We'll turn it up to maximum. Active applications are set to 0. Unable to sync with whatever this is here, and there we go. As you can see, there's a couple of panels, screens that are currently blank. If we go into the menu here, we can see what's installed. So we've got Internet, Market, Gmail and email. All share some music applications there as well. Google Talk and YouTube client. 3 favourites and some games, Tetris and Win Cash, and some other bits and pieces there. So if we go back home, go into settings, it's actually going to wireless network. Let's turn wireless on and add a Wi-Fi network. There we go, it's come up, and we've got Swipe pre-installed. For those of you who haven't seen Swipe before, this is a text entry method where we just move our fingers across the letters that we need to type a word without taking our finger off, and it intelligently knows what you're trying to type. So I can actually do that there, and it will bring up a password. You'll not know whether or not it's the right one. So let's go and pop that in now. There we go, so we're obtaining an IP address and it's connected. That was pretty quick. We've already got some text messages by the looks of it. Here we go. So that's a couple of 3 text messages because it's the first time I guess I've used it with this SIM card. And that's the Wi-Fi setup, so I could actually go ahead and sign into Android Market, which requires a password, which I'm just going to do that now. And again, that just takes a second or two to sign in. I'll accept the terms and conditions of the Android Market. And it's doing a synchronize at the top there, as you can see, because in signing into Android Market, it will also be synchronizing my Gmail. So it's your Android Market with apps and games and other bits and pieces, and then we've got downloads. If there was any updates, or if there were any updates here, they would actually start downloading automatically, or it would tell me if there were anything that requires any manual intervention. So that's Android Market. Gmail will have started working too and synchronized, so we've got a Gmail already there. It's pretty straightforward sort of Gmail account, and I could also set up an email account. So for non-Gmail, such as anything that supports POP3, IMAP, or even Exchange, I can actually set up through here as well. I won't do that just now. Our internet, so we can actually go online and go to our site and see how quickly that loads. Again, we are using a Wi-Fi connection and broadband, so it will just only give you an idea of how quickly the page will load. Answer to that is pretty quick. Now, we're not talking about a very high resolution display here. 320 by 480 pixels isn't particularly high, but it does give you an idea, and it does show you the layout of the page. You won't be able to read any text obviously this small, so you will be required to zoom in on the areas that you need. Might be a bit more viable actually if you turn it into landscape, but the switching is very quick on this handset, as you can see there, and the browsing experience is going to be, well, it's a pretty straightforward browsing experience. It's very similar to any other Android handset really, but with a smaller display you will need to zoom in that bit more to actually read some of the smaller text, but that's pretty straightforward. We come back out of here and we could have a look at YouTube and see how quickly YouTube loads. We can go to Leo D being my YouTube alias and take a look at one of our videos. Taking us a few seconds to buffer, but there we go, it's playing. I can rotate the handset and it will go into full screen mode. If I rotate it back, we can actually just see a bit of previews and things, the description and bits and pieces underneath, while the video plays just up there in the portrait mode. So that works quite well. In terms of what else we have, I think most things are pretty standard. We've got Google Latitude there, and navigation, Google Maps, which just take a quick look at. Again, it'll be a fairly standard implementation, but we can see how accurately it's picking me up. Well, accuracy of 2,600 meters, that's not great, but being indoors, it might take a few moments before it picking up a GPS signal, even if indeed it does. Not all handsets will work indoors with a GPS signal. Some will, some won't. This one hasn't picked up a GPS signal as yet, but it may do given time we're not going to spend here. We've got a built-in FM radio, all share and Google search camera, so we can just take a quick look at the camera. I won't be able to actually record anything on the memory card because I won't be able to take any pictures. I haven't installed the memory card, but as you can see there, that's the camera application. And tap around the side, give you different setting modes. So you've got smile shot, continuous and panorama, different scene selections, turn the flash on and off, and different settings there at the side, focus mode, timer, various other settings. We can turn the GPS on so it all geotags, and we can turn shutter sound to off if we wanted to, or different shutter sounds, and we could do review, guidelines and all that kind of stuff with the camera. The only thing that's really lacking, I suppose, in that department is there's no dedicated camera button on the side of the handset. But anyway, we'll do a full review over the next couple of weeks. This has been the Samsung Galaxy Ace. In the meantime, if you want to follow us on Twitter, it's twitter.com/TracyandMatt or facebook.com/TracyandMatt.co.uk. Do feel free to send us any questions or comments about this or any other handset that we might be reviewing at the moment, or anything that you'd like us to review. We'll do our best. I'll be back soon with some more videos and reviews on TracyandMatt.co.uk, but for now, thanks for watching.
Bitdefender is dedicated to protecting people's digital lives, so working with unboxes.com to help preview and review the latest technology is a perfect fit.